and welcome here to Talk FCB, and welcome to a brand new season here on the channel. And Barcelona, they have got off to the absolute perfect start. When Ronald Koeman was sitting down before this game, I feel like in his mind, this would have been a dream scenario. It's 4-0. We've scored brilliant goals, we've had nice attacking moves, a good structure in the team, and of course, a clean sheet as well. There is plenty to discuss, from the brilliant play to the overall shape of this team. It's all coming up. Let's get to it. Come on! Today's match review, guys, as always, in these big moments, is coming to you courtesy of the OneFootball app, and it certainly hasn't been easy over the past few weeks. We've seen transfer rumours that may or may not have gone Barcelona's way. We've had to sit through some difficult times, but this was certainly a game where we could sit back and actually enjoy what was on show, and we did see indeed that 4-2-3-1 formation that Ronald Koeman is going to bring to the club. It was the defence as we expected here, with Roberto and Jordi Alba as the fullbacks. Alba certainly right throughout that first half and indeed the game. He was a real outlet down this left-hand side, but it was a bit different to how it usually was in the final third. You had De Jong and Sergio Busquets here in midfield. Now, we didn't really know how the front four were going to set up. You didn't know whether it was going to be Lionel Messi from the right-hand side. We knew that Ansu Fati would start out on the left, but it was actually very, very interesting to see Antoine Griezmann coming out here into a wider position. Messi there playing in an almost false nine position, and what that meant was Messi could floater out with a lot of freedom. Coutinho here could have the freedom as well of that central position, his more favoured role, and Griezmann, of course, also helped defensively with Ansu Fati and Jordi Alba combining here down that left-hand side. What I also thought right throughout the game, it was really, really interesting to see when Jordi Alba did get to the byline, when he did get space there and behind, and he gets a look up, doesn't he? Now, all the way through last season, we saw time and time again such a predictable pass here into Lionel Messi, and it was so obvious. This time, though, I think there was so much fluidity, there was unpredictability in the players who were arriving in these spaces. Time and time again, Jordi Alba had different options, and right throughout the game, not just with Alba, but with all the different passing lanes, Barcelona were on the move. There was players taking out different positions, and that's certainly a good thing, and different to what we've seen in recent times. And it didn't take long for the goals to start coming under Ronald Koeman, with Ansu Fati there scoring after just 15 minutes, and it did indeed come down that left-hand side. It was a ball there, long ball over the top by Gerard Piqué, good run, as we've seen many, many times before from Alba. He gets into that space, he actually takes a pause, he waits for some support. Ansu Fati there is running full sprint into the area, he pulls it back to him, and I love the finish. This is a young player who is not only incredibly talented, he's not only got all the characteristics that you'd want in a young player, but he's ice cold. In front of goal, he is absolutely deadly, and it was a wonderful finish. First time, he sort of used the inside of his foot, but he got real power on it there. Goalkeeper didn't even move. Brilliant moment for Ansu, starting the season in the best possible way. But of course, it was still going to get better, because just 4 minutes later, the provider this time was none other than Felipe Coutinho. Like I say, having the freedom there to play in that central role where Messi was more advanced in the field, Coutinho would happily drop in and play nicely in that role. He picks the ball up actually inside our own half. He drives then at Villarreal, who, to be fair, were quite poor in that midfield in the first half. There was a lot of space there for us to work in, and I think Coutinho does really well here because he carries the ball for such a long amount of time, just waiting for Villarreal to come to him. As soon as that happens there, he's clever enough to release the pass on the left-hand side. Ansu Fati is completely free, but again, it's that finish. It's that clinical nature in front of goal. He takes one touch, he kills the ball, brilliant first touch, sets it, and bang, goal. 2-0, 2 for Ansu, and a wonderful start to the season, and what could be an amazing campaign for this young man. He may not have got his hat-trick goal, he was indeed very, very close right throughout the game, but he was involved in our third goal too, winning the penalty there inside 35 minutes. He was driving into the box, really directing his running, and that's the thing about Ansu, it's not just his quality in front of goal, he can do everything. He'll run at players, he'll dribble, he can certainly get in behind, he's got pace, we know all about that, and he was so exciting today, and following on really what he showed last season in that breakthrough campaign. Messi was the man that stepped out from the spot. It was nice to see Messi there, putting the penalty penalty away, smile on his face, happy to be in the team, regardless of what's being said off the pitch. Messi tonight, certainly playing with a smile and already off the mark in La Liga. And there was still time for Messi effectively to play a part still in another goal. Just before half-time, Barcelona made it 4-0 with our old fan favourite own goal. Appearing once again, Messi puts the ball in the area. It's a really dangerous area that he just drops the ball into. Surprisingly, it's Sergio Busquets is actually in the box, but it's Pau Torres who sticks out his foot. He's unfortunate. It goes in off him as an own goal, and incredibly, that's his second own goal against Barcelona in as many games. What a player he is! Now, obviously, in the second half, there was a bit of a drop-off in intensity from Barcelona. At 4-0 up, that's probably to be expected, especially in the first game of the season. I wasn't really expecting us to be relentless for the entire 90 minutes, because many of our players, of course, are still gaining that match fitness, and we also have 3 games in this coming week. We got to Celta Vigo on Thursday, so clearly there, the players were just taking a breather, and that's fine. It was good there, though, that we did keep a clean sheet as the game went on. Koeman did make a number of changes on 70 minutes, Ansu Fati there came off along with Coutinho, Dembele and Pedri came on. Then in 77 minutes it was Griezmann and Busquets who went off, with Trincao and Miralem Pjanic coming on to make their official competitive debuts as Barcelona players. I think Sergio Busquets, if I had to highlight one player today, he was one player in that first half especially who did struggle in that holding role. I think in a 4-2-3-1 formation we are asking the midfielders there to be a bit more mobile, to get about the pitch a bit more than maybe he'd be used to, and at this stage in his career it didn't exactly work out for him in that first half. But I think overall, so much positivity. This is what we needed to start the season. We had a dreadful end, a really horrible end to the last campaign. But here and now, we've got Ansu Fati, who's a shining star in the future of this club. But not only in the future, he is in the now. He is scoring goals, and he is looking outstanding. But of course, just before we do come to an end in today's video, guys, I do have to have here a word of caution. We started the season very, very well. It's nice to get off to a winning start. It's nice to score 4 goals. And it's very, very nice to keep a clean sheet, especially as well with Serginho Dest reportedly on the way as well from Ajax. He's going to be coming in apparently early next week. That deal could be completed. But I just want to say we still have to keep those expectations realistic. You have to remember here, Villarreal are a good team for us to play against. We saw a very, very good performance under Quique Setien, 4-1 away win. We thought everything was going to go well from that moment on. It didn't. So we do have to have there a bit of caution. We've got to stay realistic. Don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. But of course, there's nothing wrong here in living in the moment. Enjoying this game. We deserve that as fans. We stuck by the team. It's so, so exciting to see these young players coming through. And all we can do now is look to the next game. It's Celta Vigo away. And Barcelona will need to be ready. But on today's evidence, we can be confident. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What did you make of today's performance? Who stood out for you, of course, apart from the obvious? And please do let me know all of those thoughts in the comments down below. I'll be back soon with plenty more reaction from today's game. And of course, looking ahead to the games to come. I'll see you then. Thank you for your support. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.